So it begins.
Dark were the skies and chill was the wind as the land was covered in a veil of malice. Across the hill did ride a dread army of the night, cloaked in mist and fog, prepared to rain down death and destruction upon the land. And the people did cry out for a hero, a noble soul to save them from their impending demise. Just as it seemed all was lost, in strode a mighty hero, clad in shimmering metal from head to toe. Wielding a mighty broadsword, he did cleave his foes in two, smashing their ranks asunder with a righteous fury. And when the day was done, and the enemy strewn across the fields in pieces, the people did turn to the warrior and said, "We shall name this day in your honor. Speak unto us your wisdom." The warrior said one word that day: epic.
One man, one Murloc, one giant angry badger. This is Blue Plz. It begins now. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and all those other holidays which we probably should remember but don't. This is Yule Plz here on Wild Radio with myself, Total Biscuit. Right, why am I here? For what possible purpose could I have for sitting here doing a show on Christmas Day? Well, it's kind of a sad story. See, I can't go home for Christmas because I'm working on Boxing Day. For those who don't know what Boxing Day is tomorrow. It's a bank holiday, and it's the time where everyone come out of their houses and go with their cash to the stores, specifically my game store, and buy things. So, I'm working. However, I am getting paid triple time, so you see I can live with that. But it does kind of suck that I'm not home with my family right now and not eating delicious Christmas dinner and receiving gifts. For those who are interested, I received 3 gifts this year. I received a small box of chocolates, I received a slightly larger box of chocolates from my manager at work, and I received a pair of socks and a turkey voucher. This is what happens when you send joke emails to your parents. I said to my parents, yes, I would like the 320GB Western Digital Special Gamers Edition Firewire hard disk. But if you can't get me that, just get me a pair of socks and a turkey voucher. So what came through the post? A pair of socks and a turkey voucher. Hilarious! That's great. Well, anyway, yes, I spent it. So I should be making myself Christmas dinner tonight using that money. But I'm not going to make it now, because I quite frankly don't have the time. What I am going to do is drink this bottle of Absolute Citron while doing the show. So, if the show degenerates into even more rambling and totally pointless rubbish than usual, that's the reason. Blame the evil Christmas spirit. And that's exactly what it is. I shall take a drink right now in front of the microphone. Excellent. Right. What's happening on the show this week? Right. What is happening on the show this week is we are going to give some things away. We're going to give you some presents. Epic Christmas presents. Yes, I did say.
Epic.
You know you love it. Now, I'm going to tell you what the prizes are, but I'm not going to introduce the competition until after the break. Because it's like seeing the presents in front of the tree, and yet there's not a hope in hell that you're ever going to get to unwrap them until the middle of the afternoon. You see, that's my childhood, folks. That's what happened. They're all there, just tantalising, ready to be opened. No, you can't open them until the afternoon. I'm sure that's caused some deep psychological trauma. Anyway. The prizes this epic Christmas giveaway shall be... Now, these are in no particular order. What I'm going to do is, the winners of the competition are going to get to pick, in an order of preference, what they would like. Because some people don't want whatever prize they might get. They might not want it. So they might want another one. And that's cool. That's fine. You will be able to choose. Now, in no particular order, the prizes are as follows. A 90-day WoW game card. 90 days of WoW for free, courtesy of WoW Radio. An Art of World of Warcraft book. Now, the rest of the prizes are from Warecraft, our store. Now, probably one of the biggest prizes is you can get anything from Warecraft. If you win this prize, you can get anything, any item you like. Whatever you want, you can have it. You can choose any item from the store. Other prizes include any value t-shirt. Absolutely any of the value t-shirts, whatever you like. Any pair of Warecraft-styled underwear. Oh yes, it's a classy prize, folks. Boxer shorts or a thong, depending on what your preferences are. Any Warecraft underwear. Another prize is any mousepad from the store. And the final prize, a copy of Yule Plz, the album, all from the Warecraft store. So, to reprise, a 90-day WoW game card, an Art of World of Warcraft book, anything from Warecraft, any Warecraft value t-shirt, any Warecraft pair of underwear, any Warecraft mousepad, or a Yule Plz, the album. Indeed. And I'm not going to tell you how to win those until after the break. Because I'm evil! Yes, I'm inflicting my childhood traumas on you. Ha! Indeed. Right. So what am I going to do? Let's look back at the year in general. In February, a game called World of Warcraft was released. Now, I admit, I'd heard quite a bit about it, being a Warcraft fan. I thought, hey, this looks cool. But then I found out, oh, it's an MMORPG. I don't like MMORPGs from experience. They all suck. None of them require any skill. They're just big time sinks that cost you money to play. Why would I want to play this? It's all a big grind, complete waste of time. And this is how I thought until about 3 days before the actual game was launched. My clan was in the beta, and they hyped it and hyped it and hyped it, and it's like, wow, this game rules, it's fantastic, it's great. And I got interested. I got intrigued by this. And eventually I thought, hey, I'm hyped now. I want to get this game. So I did. I went down to Game, the shop in which I now work, and pre-ordered a copy of World of Warcraft. It was there for me to pick up on the day of release. I picked up my copy of World of Warcraft, had a look at the box, and thought, ooh, this is a nice looking box. It wasn't quite the, wow, this is a life-changing experience thing that I thought it might be, but it was a nice box. It had nice pictures in it, and that always impressed me about books. Any box should have nice pictures. So, I took it home, and I installed it. Ready to play! Guess what? Account management's down. Wow! That was fantastic. I got my game home and I was so hyped, and I can't play because I can't create an account. Brilliant! And that's actually been a common theme. Account management goes up and down like a gnome's yo-yo. Don't know why a gnome's yo-yo is different to a normal yo-yo, but yeah. A gnome's yo-yo, folks. So, I eventually got into the game. And I thought, hey, this seems quite cool. What character shall I play? So I looked at the guild roster and found the character we had the least of, mages. We only had 2. We had 11 hunters and 2 mages. I'll play a mage, I thought. I never was much of a magic user. I was more of a rogue, but we had 9 of those already. So I thought, well, why bother? I'll play a mage. I'll do something different. Whenever I would play D&D or any role-playing game, I'd always play the sneaky, agile character. It would either be a hunter or ranger, or it would be a rogue, or a thief, or whatever the heck you would call it. So I created a mage, and I logged in. And what really struck me about the game, from the beginning, from the start, was the way it was done. The actual style, the graphical style. Not the graphics themselves, but the style in which the graphics were done. It reminded me a lot of Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3 got a lot of attention for the way that the game's graphics were actually styled. They weren't necessarily fantastic, they weren't the cutting-edge graphics, but they were sort of... They were cartoony and yet not. They didn't go down the path of cel shading, which was at one point a fad in the gaming industry. No, it was just a very bizarre kind of style, a very unique style. And what impressed me more than anything was that style had been carried over to World of Warcraft, only with many, many improvements. So logging in expecting to find a desolate world, I actually found a world which was incredible to look at and seemed to be full of life and activity and spirit more than anything. And I liked that. And the second thing I really liked, quests. The first thing I actually did was thought, alright, I'm going to have to grind the first 5 levels. No, you don't. You get quests. And not only that, but when you complete the quests, you get a reward. You don't just get experience, we'll give you some cash and, say, a piece of armor as well. Brilliant, I thought. Every quest, there's a point in me doing it. Every quest felt like I was rewarded in some respect. Hey, I got a new pair of gloves, a braces, trousers, a pair of shoes, a new club. Every single one. And I liked that. I really did. Now, it seems to me that World of Warcraft has a very understated world. It's not totally over the top. Take Guild Wars, for example. Light bloom, glows everywhere. Everything, let's just put glows and everything. It's like a kid with Photoshop. You know when you get Photoshop, and you think, wow, this has got so many cool effects. What's the first thing? Ooh, lens flares! Yeah, everyone loves lens flares. It's like that. That's the impression that Guild Wars gave me. It's like someone on graphics, someone in their graphic design team has found the light bloom effect and gone totally over the top with it. Games like Prince of Persia Sands of Time used light bloom very well. It gave a very magical, mystical feel to the whole thing. Guild Wars, like, woo, light blooms, in the same way that Doom 3 is like, wow, plasticky people, you know. Same with Quake 4. WoW, on the other hand, is understated. You don't have super mega limit break moves like you would in Final Fantasy VII. It's like, wow, I shall call a meteor to destroy half the Earth in order to kill this small rabbit. Limit break! No. A fireball is a fireball. It's what you'd expect. It's a ball of fire. A fire blast is just that. Ice bolts. Even flame strike. It's not, woo, bring down fire from the heavens. No, it's a pillar of fire and sort of a little explosion. It's understated. It's not over the top. But it fits. It fits with the graphical style of the game. Because, let's face it, there wasn't anything like that in Warcraft 3 either, or in any of the Warcraft games. There haven't been those kind of spells that can wipe out half the map. You don't have super weapons in Warcraft. It's always been the theme of the game. And I liked that. That was a refreshing change. I enjoyed that. So I continued playing the game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the way I could level my professions as I leveled. I could get little things with engineering that seemed cool. Dynamite, bombs, and a goblin bomb dispenser, mortars, and all this kind of cool stuff. But it never went out of the realms of the Warcraft sort of lore. You saw that kind of thing in Warcraft 3. Goblin shredder units and zeppelins and things which in any other world would possibly look out of place, but not in Warcraft, because you expect that kind of thing. I enjoyed the various locales. I also enjoyed the way that I knew where I was going. I wasn't totally lost on the map. It was a small map. It is quite a small world, but it's a nice world. You don't go somewhere and you find it completely desolate and empty. There's always things going on. There's always people there. There's always quests. There are now at least no areas that serve no practical purpose. Perhaps Silithus was guilty of that at one point, but that's certainly changed. It's a world that feels alive, and it's a world that feels like you belong there, rather than you're sort of just a character walking around. Maybe like Resident Evil 2, if you remember that. Pre-rendered backgrounds and scenery. It was like a character was superimposed over a photo. No, it feels like you're actually supposed to be in the world. The style, the graphical style of the character, and the graphical style of the scenery, the landscape, it's all feels right. You're supposed to be there. And that's a good thing. What really thrilled me more than anything was when I first went into Ashenvale and I encountered my first alliance. I remember it now. He was a warrior. A night elf warrior. Scrawny little thing. Bit tall. Silly ears. And what did I do? I threw a fireball in his face. And ever since that moment, I fell in love with WoW PvP. Always a bit of a rush with WoW PvP. The battles are just the right length. Unless, of course, you're fighting Druid v Druid. Those last till the ends of time. However, the battles seem like the right length. They weren't too long, but then again they weren't too short as to not even give you the chance to think. No, they're not skill-based, but they're still thrill-based. They're thrilling. Every time you engage someone, it's always a bit touch and go. And that's a good thing. And I think that's what impressed me the most about the game. When I got to level 20 and when I started PvPing, and even when I got ganked, even when I was killed by someone 20 levels higher than me, it wasn't a problem. Because, well, okay, it's a war zone, it's a PvP game. I expect to be killed. That's fine. But I'll come back. I will come back and I will get you. Oh yes. I will most certainly get you. And you will regret ever crossing the path of Total Halibut and his silly troll mage. You're listening to Yule Plz here on WoW Radio. It's time for a little bit of a classic. You know it, you love it. It's Terrace Batoni, it's Ty Boss, Leo Tulter. Enjoy.